chase women.
Really?
They'll chase you.
Is that your strategy?
Yeah.
Does it work?
Works very well.
Say this as delicately as I possibly can, but money is quite literally the only thing a lot of cishet men bring to the table.
I've been in. My girlfriend ain't no play for anything. I take over her bills. You got a car note? I got that. You got an apartment? I got that. Your cell phone bill? You pay that. That's all you got. My mom want to come. My family's coming. Okay, I got them. I'll fly them in. I have a car service pick them up.
Do you realize that, like, rappers will hit a chick on Instagram, fly her out, give her 15 racks, have sex with her, take her shopping, then send her on her way?
Oh.
You ain't know that?
I mean, I guess, yeah. I don't really spend much time in that space, but yes, I'm not surprised.
Ask any girl 18 to 38.
And you've never done that?
I've never done that. Yeah. Never in my life, ever.
But some of your friends have.
Yeah.
I lived and died by that PFL, like that player for life.
Yeah.
Like I went through some phases in my player career, and I'm like, you know, you look at the game now.
Sure.
With the whole, you know, I walk in the club as a respected player.
Right.
And the game is so now these little brothers are still like, hey, you know, they flirting with me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know, little bitch still like me. Then say, you got Cash App? It's not a surprising interaction to go, let's go kick it.
Right.
What you gonna give me?
Right.
Like, what? Who started this?
I can get with a girl. I can take her shopping. I can buy her bags. She wants shoes. She wants this. She wants that. I'm going to spend that anyway. I get the straight cash, keep your boyfriend. I get what I want, and I get to once in a while look at your page like, damn, that shit was good. You know what I mean? I'd rather do that than all the extra emotions and this and that.
It still seems that every day I'm in the house, I got to give out a rack after a rack after a rack after a rack.
Tell us the truth!
So what's good, homies? It's your man, Dr. BOA. You know, many times a man will have a woman and knowing that the way he got her is the way he has to keep her. But men believe that at some point a woman's going to grow out of her Jezebel nature. Now, somebody sent me a video on IG, man, of this chick who is talking to these other girls. She's doing an interview, man, and she's a fairly attractive chick, man. I mean, I think we'll all agree on that. But the things she was saying and the demeanor with which she said these things just lets you know that once you afford a woman the luxury of knowing she can rely on you to pay the cost in her life, no matter what she gives you in return, and most times, especially if she only gives you intimacy in return, that she's always going to view you as the bag, and you're never going to be able to have her in any other capacity. But there's two parts to this. In the second part, the woman said that when it comes to getting the bag, she has absolutely no limits. And it also shows you that no matter how old you get, if your reputation precedes you and you are viewed as a certain type of man, then there is a young, attractive woman somewhere who will still be intimate with you, but only because she has no limits. And she'll do anything for the bag. Let's take a look at these videos, man, and then we'll come back and chop it up on a real tip.
The point is, yes, when I first met him, it was, and he knows, and I know, it was like a situation where we were fucking, he was giving me money, we had fun together, we really liked each other. It was like a financial thing because he did meet me in the club. So what am I gonna do? See him outside of the club and not take money? I'm gonna be like, look, I mean, I don't but I still need $16.72, which is my rent. So and he was like, cool, every time we hang out, I'll give you your rent. And that's the thing, we started hanging out like 5 times a week though.
Hell yeah.
It was just like, he wouldn't let me leave. He wouldn't let me leave. He would be like, just spend the night again, spend the night again, spend the night again. And I was like, well, I think I should kind of like be charging by the day. I mean, only because I can't, like, I'm getting old. And he was like, don't worry about it. Like, charge by the day. He's like, you're done. He was like, you're just not working anymore. And he was like, how much does it cost per month? And I was like, well, and then he like did. He said,
now I decided I'm going to break this down in 2 parts. In this first part, you hear a woman explaining how she met the man that she's now married to. He was a trick, and she finally married the trick. He was paying her, I'm talking about thousands of dollars a week. A bag. He was blowing a bag on her, man, just to have her around. So at a certain point, she got to the point, and if you notice, she said she told him, I'm getting older. She heard that biological clock ticking, man. And she said, right now, I need to make a move in my life. If you're not going to be the bag that I can secure, then I need to go find that bag. And I tell you men all the time, if you lead with your wallet, then your interaction with the bride will never be solid. You're always going to be viewed as a trick. You're always going to be viewed as the man who provides the bag. That's all. And once a woman decides that she'll sell you whatever you're buying for the bag, the arrangement becomes normal to her. And it normalizes so much in her brain that even if you're not the provider of the bag, now she's used to exchanging that thing for whatever financial resources she can gain from the man she's selling it to. But the second part of this video is even going to be more insight into how a woman who lives her life this way thinks and functions. Because what she's going to say is that even if it was 84-year-old Morgan Freeman, she would still get with him if the bag was right. Let's take a listen.
I mean, I would go as far as to say Morgan Freeman, who's 84, is fuckable. You know, you would go for Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman been old since I was a kid. So that's the part that I can't get past. Like,
look, you're not gonna pick Morgan Freeman for the looks, but I'm saying, like, he doesn't look like he can't, like, still get a boner.
So if you weren't married, you would do Morgan Freeman.
I mean, if Morgan Freeman literally, like, saw you at a bar and was like, hey, you know, you're so beautiful, I really want to take you out, you're gonna turn down Morgan Freeman?
I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not turning Morgan. For the conversation alone, I'm not turning down.
It's Morgan Freeman. No, it's Morgan Freeman.
Right.
Now what you hear is a woman who has made up in her mind that her life is going to be spent using her youth, using her juice, using her exuberance to get the bag out of men who are willing to pay. And as you also can tell, no matter how old that man is, she will be with that man and not just be with him. She didn't say she was just going to take him for the bag and play him like, you know, the OnlyFans or the seeking arrangements chicks might play a guy. She didn't tell it like that. She said that Morgan Freeman looks like he can still perform in the bedroom. So she is willing to be intimate with that 84-year-old man because in her mind, it is just a job. It's just her performing the duty. What she is a real life adult film worker who just doesn't have a film crew present. And she's okay with that. And here's the thing. I'm okay with her being okay with that. But there's a man who would meet a woman like that. And some of you men may be listening right now. You'll meet a woman like that and you'll think that she's going to be different with you. You're going to be PJ Washington with Brittany Rayner. See, the problem with Brittany Rayner is, and that's why I won't make any more content about her. She was just down at Jackson State. You got about 15 or 20 of you guys sent me that piece of content. I'm just not going to touch it anymore. Because what I realized is that the woman is telling men what she's about. You hear this woman in this video. She says she was telling the first dude the trick that she ended up marrying. She was telling this guy, I'm going to have to start charging you by the day. Once she used the term charge, she let him know that this is a business arrangement. If I'm going to be spending the night with you, I'm going to charge you by the day. And obviously he said, okay. The problem is many of you men think that if a woman presents herself like that for 20 years on the 21st year, you're going to be able to get something different out of the woman. She's going to be different for you. You're so amazing that the woman changed.
It's so amazing to be loved. I follow you to the moon and the sky above.
That's what you're saying. You believe that you're going to be the one that she's going to change for when you already know she's already hitting you for the bag. You believe that the reason she wants the bag from you is different. You're so amazing. You're that different guy. No, you're not. Once a woman decides she's going to live her life that way, she doesn't need anybody saying anything negative about her anymore. She is letting you know that this is what the arrangement is going to be. How can you complain that that's what the arrangement is when she lets you know and you accept that? In hindsight, I wish I wouldn't have even made the video about Brittany Rayner and PJ Washington because she never denied who she was. So if you get caught up in that, you're not caught up in that. You make a decision as a man to get caught up in that. And as you can see by this woman in this video, there are no boundaries. You can be 84 years old as long as you look like, you can still perform, and you got the bag, then you are an option. And I need to mention again that this woman is married. You heard the chick tell her, if you weren't married now, this is a married woman. And she's not reminiscing about her glory days. She's telling you that right now, she still has the same mentality. And obviously the man she's with has a bag so big that it would take a man with more than a bag. It would take a man with international fame, international notoriety to replace the bag that she's getting right now. Too many men out here have a problem with a woman being this way, but only after they get with the woman and try to treat her like she's something else. You've heard several times, and I'm going to tell you again, if a woman wasn't born and raised to be a wife, it don't matter what size ring you put on her finger. It don't matter how much you spend on the wedding. It don't matter how much she spend on the wedding gown. It don't matter how big the wedding party is. You still ain't got no wife. What you got is a Jezebel with your ring on and access to all your paper, not just the paper you want to give her. So gone are the days where I'm going to sympathize with a man who gets into a situation with a woman who has worn her reputation like a badge of honor. If you get jammed up with Brittany Rayner right now, hey man, more power to Brit. And that's the truth of the matter, because you have no excuse to be dealing with a woman on a level that you know you're dealing with her on, and then you convince yourself that she's going to be different with you. That's your fault, not the woman's. Let's stand up and be men about these situations. If you hear what she talked about, she said she told this guy, I'm going to charge you by the day. You're like, don't worry about it. You ain't even got to work no more. I got you. This is a man who accepted the arrangement and in turn accepted his assignment to be the beta male provider for this woman. And for all intents and purposes, she sounds like she understands her assignment. Make sure this man is pleased. That's all you get from a wife. All she do is make sure that you're pleased. The problem is fewer of you are pleased by your wives than men who are in these situations. And you still got to pay the wife. Y'all men believe that it's different if you just pay one woman and not get pleased than it is to pay one woman and do get pleased. Something wrong with y'all, man. Y'all believe that what y'all think about marriage makes it true in the woman's head as well. But it doesn't. Because I promise you, if you met her like this, she ain't gonna change. Here's a woman right now, married, letting this man know, letting the world know that it's Morgan Freeman. And notice, she ain't the one that said, if I wasn't married. The other woman threw that marriage stuff in. She said, Morgan Freeman is a go. And she said if she could get to anywhere where Morgan Freeman is, if Morgan Freeman was in a place and she was the one he wanted, her husband just SOL. And if you don't know what that means, shit out of luck. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what your men have to say. I'm out.